You need to sign into your Google account. Now this is exactly the same as your school email. So we're going to go with sign in. Okay, if you've signed in before, you can use that one there. I'm going to use our other account here. And click next. So the password is the same as you would use for logging in at school. And click next. And that will take you to Google. So once again, we're going to go into Google Apps. We're going to go into Sheets. And then we're going to load up a new blank spreadsheet. So first thing you need to do, put your caps lock on. We're going to go up to the title here and we're going to call this one Sheets 2 and then press enter. So the work last time, I did say that the way that we did that with the formulas wasn't the quickest way of doing it. It was just so that we could learn how the formulas work. So we're going to look with an easier way of doing it this time. So we're going to start off here then. If we just put in number A in column A and number B column B, and then we're going to do pretty much the same as last time. So add, take, times, and divide. So this time, because we're going to be doing quite a bit of the highlighting, we're going to highlight these. So we're going to click in cell A1 and not going to let go. We're going to drag across here to highlight everything. Then I'm going to turn on the bold and we're going to change the font size to size 12. So let's click now in cell A2. So a little bit like last time, we're going to put our numbers 1 to 10 going down there. Then we're going to come back up to cell B2 and we're going to do the same, but we're going to go up in 2s this time. And back up to here. Although we've not done a lot yet, that's a good place. Pause the video, go into Sheets, remember to name your sheet, put your column headings in and get your 2 lines of numbers in there. Okay, so if you've done that, we're now going to start putting in our formula. So remember, a formula always starts off with an equals and we want the cell reference. So as we saw last time, we could type in A2, but instead we're just going to click there and get the computer to put it in for us. This column we're adding, so I'm going to add, and then we're going to click on B2 and we're going to press enter. Now what we did last time, we did the same thing again for each one of these. That's because we had a number at the top and each of those formulas was always using that number at the top. Now what we've got this time, on this particular formula, if I double click on this, what the computer is taking this as is not A2, it's taking it as the number that is 2 to the left, add the number that is 1 to the left. Now if we think about that, it's going to be the same here. It's the number that is 2 to the left, add the number that is 1 to the left. Down here, it's going to be exactly the same. The number that is 2 to the left, add the number that is 1 to the left. So when we've got a situation like that, where we've got our columns equal, we do our first formula and then click once in that cell. What you're going to do then is come down to this bottom right hand corner and put your mouse over it, and you see how it turns into a black cross. And then we're going to get hold of that and we're going to drag it all the way down. This is called a replicator. So we are replicating that formula. So because we use the formula, this one, A11 plus B11, 2 to the left, add 1 to the left. So at that point again, stop the video, do your first formula and then replicate it down. So now we can do the same for the subtraction column. So it's going to be equals that number, take away that number. Press enter click once in the middle of the column, go down onto the corner and make sure you've got that black cross. So if it's anything like this, where the hand is, you're not in the right place, you need to be there. So we get hold of that and we drag it down to replicate. Again, pause the video, do that column. Now we're going to do the same for the times and the divide. So we're going to go equals that one times that one and press enter. Click once in that column, go to the replicator and replicate down. Let's just go straight onto the divide one now. So it's going to equal that one divided by B2, press enter, click onto there and drag that one down. We're going to highlight everything and we're then going to go to our borders and we're going to pick the first one, all borders, and then just click outside that. At this point, again, pause the video, go and get up to date with these two columns and the grid lines. So once you've done that, we're then going to look at some of our formatting here. So column for number A, we're going to highlight that. So remember, when you're highlighting, it's a click and hold the mouse and then down to the bottom, or with the left mouse button. So left click there, hold, drag down, let go. So this time we're going to go to our fill colour. We're going to click on that one, and we need light colours. If you use dark colours, these are not going to show up, and then you've got to start changing the colour of the text. So if you pick something from these top ones here, so we just go with that. And now let's do the same for number B. So we left click and drag, and then we go over to the fill colour and we pick a light colour and do that so that you're colouring in each of these rows, each of these columns on your spreadsheet. So again though, just stick with fairly light colours, and that way then it's easy to read your numbers, especially if we are printing any of them. So we've got all of those coloured in. Now we're going to look at two other functions. So the first one, we're going to type in total, and we're going to use the sum function that we used last time. So we start off with equals sum, open brackets. We're going to click there and we're going to highlight all the way down here, and then we're going to close the bracket and press enter. Again, if this isn't showing up, just change the format and make it bold, and that will show up there. Because all of those numbers are in a column, in the same way that these numbers are, and there's the same ones, we can also replicate this all the way across. So now we've replicated our totals for all of these. I'm going to click underneath there. I'm going to put in mean. So in the spreadsheet, we don't actually use mean for the formula itself. We use average. But as you know from maths, there are different types of average. So the one that this calculates is the mean average. So put equals average, open brackets. We're going to highlight all of the add column, and then we're going to close the bracket there. Then we can click back in, we can go to our replicator, and we can highlight across. I'm going to make those bold as well, just to make them the same as our ones on top. Let's highlight these, put in our grid lines and use all borders, and then let's use our background colours on these. We'll go all the way across with each one just to practice using any of those. So once you've got each of those highlighted, make sure you've definitely named the sheets, and this will have saved automatically.